There are several ways to strengthen the ankles for stability. We need lateral stability and strength. In this practice, we'll be working on stretching the calf muscle to gain both stability and freedom in the area of the ankle. Let's start in all fours position. In all fours position, extend your right foot forward. Lift your toes up, spread your toes for a nice stretch to the back side of the leg. Draw your toes forward and down. Draw back and lift your toes up, spread your toes. Draw forward and down. Draw back. Get the toes to spread and draw toward the shin so that you feel this nice lengthening. Trade sides. Take your left foot forward. Lift your toes up, spread your toes. Bend your knee. Just kind of notice on this side, like, do you feel just a little bit more engagement or a little bit more contractedness? Bend your knee and drop down so you get a stretch to the back thigh. Straighten your legs, spread your toes. Again. Step back to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, lift your heels high, bend your knees, lift your sit bones high. Enjoy a nice lumbar curve. Straighten your right leg and reach down from the pelvis to the heel. Lift your right heel up and draw your left heel down, just getting as much length as possible. Again, from tiptoe position, reach your right heel down. Lift it up. Take your left heel down. Lift up. Reach your right heel down. Lift it up and left heel down. And up. Now, keeping the curve in the low back, see about reaching both heels down. Enjoy your breath as you stretch the back side of the leg all the way from the pelvis to the heels. Walk yourself to the front of the mat. Place your hands to the low back and rise up. Step your left foot back with the back heel pressing firmly down. Lift the toes of your right foot up so you get a stretch to the left ankle and calf muscle. You draw forward with the toes still lifting up. Just balance yourself here with the back foot planted nicely. You're just drawing forward slightly. From here, bend your knee. Inhale, reach your arms up so the back leg you still get this very nice stretch. Release your hands down, same thing. Lift your toes up, draw forward slightly. Take your toes down with the back heel rooted, reach your arms up. Straighten your front leg again, just with the heel down, the toes lifted up, draw forward slightly and bend your back knee so that you get just a little bit more intensity in your stretch. And it's a balance pose. Release your foot and step the back foot forward. Let's do that on the opposite side. So step your right foot back. Plant your heel nicely. With the rootedness of the back foot, lift the toes up so you're pressing down through the heel of your left foot. Draw forward and down. Now you feel a nice lengthening in the back side of the leg. Take your toes down, keep your back heel rooted, bend your front knee, reach your arms up for Virabhadrasana number 1. Release your hands back to your waist or your low back. Lift your toes up, spread your toes, draw down. Take your toes down, lift up, bend your knee, reach your arms up, take your hands wide apart, release your hands, lift your front toes up, bend your back knee, draw your heart forward and down. And again, just a slightly different stretch with the back knee bent now. Take your toes down, straighten your back leg, and step your back foot forward. Now, to get a little bit more lateral strength, start at one side of your mat. Move your feet in a zigzag pattern. So take your toes over to the left and the heels over to the left. Toes over, heels over. So you're moving to strengthen the ankles in the movements. It's also a bit of a balance pose. So as you move from side to side, you've got a nice engagement of the muscles of the legs. We'll do that one more cycle here. Heels, toes, move in this zigzag pattern, and feels kind of silly, but it's a fabulous strengthening action, not a yoga pose, but a fabulous strengthening action, because we've all at one time probably had a misstep and a bit of an ankle sprain. It's that movement that is important to strengthen. Come to a nice wide stance now. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Lift your right heel up so you're on tiptoes there of the right foot. And just see if you can drop a little bit lower in the Virabhadrasana pose. Reach your gaze out over your extended right hand. Now straighten your right leg and draw yourself into a triangle pose. In the triangle pose, find stability in the pose, especially in the back foot. Inhale, lift yourself up out of the pose. Come to the opposite side. So as you bend your left knee and drop into Virabhadrasana 2 on this side, lift your heel high. Drop a little bit lower in your pose. So you feel a nice stretch of the inner groin area. Take your gaze out over the left hand. Park your back heel down to come to a triangle pose. As you draw yourself into the fullness of the pose, open the chest really nicely. Root down through the back foot to inhale and lift yourself up. Release your hands, parallel your feet, and as you parallel your feet, notice if you're way too wide, you'll feel the outside edges of the ankles kind of really pulling. It's important to work the inner thigh muscles so you're pulling the feet in without excessive pulling of the outer ankle area. Keep pulling the feet in so you strengthen the ankles. As you reach your right hand down, left hand goes to the low back. Reach your left arm up and open the chest nicely. Release your left hand down. Keep pulling the feet in toward each other to exhibit strength and stability in the ankles as you turn your heart toward the right. As you reach your right arm up, exhale, release your hand down. Heel toe your feet in toward each other. From slightly wider than hip distance apart, with your toes pointed out just slightly. That is typically not a positioning of the feet in yoga, but for this pose, for a squat, it might be useful. Bend your knees. See if you can draw yourself down toward the floor and come to a squat pose. Now, if you feel like you can't balance with your heels down, there are alternatives. We'll try to work our heels down to something. So if you feel like you'd like a little bit more stability in this pose, grab a towel and let's do it again. Whether you're using the towel or not, we'll do a second squat just to demonstrate how to get a little stability. You can roll up your mat, roll up a towel, get some elevation as you make a tight roll with the towel. Place your heels slightly wider apart than hip distance again. Press down through the heels as you come once again to the squat position. And you'll see that it's very liberating for the low back, and it requires some ankle work as well to find stability. Maybe the rolled blanket or rolled towel or mat is a little bit too high for you. So as you work the pose, you just continue to take it down a notch until the heels are on the mat. From here, let's come to all fours position again. As you come to all fours position, with your toes tucked under, draw your pelvis back toward your heels. Walk your hands toward your knees. This is not comfortable for most of us. See if you can take your hands actually off the mat. Bring the weight of your pelvis on your heels and pause there. Now come to all fours position again. Step your right foot forward. Keep your toenails, back toenails on the mat this time. In a lunge pose, press down through the back foot to lift your back knee up to get a bit of a stretch on the top side of the foot. Take your knee down. Again, lift your knee up. Take it down. And only if you feel like, okay, I've got this, and you're ready to move forward more, can you lift your back knee up without the support of your hands and come down. We'll try that with the left foot forward. As you step the left foot forward, same thing, just work the toenails down, lift the back knee up, and take it down. Lift the back knee up and take it down. And I'm thinking this, for this leg, I'm not ready to go to the advanced side. I'm feeling just a little bit of creakiness in the back knee. So I'm just going to keep the support of my hands. Once again, come back to all fours position. Press your pelvis back, walk your hands back, and if you can, support yourself fully with the weight of the pelvis on the heels. Sit tall for a nice stretch to the feet. Come back to all fours position. Sometimes that really creates a little fire in the feet, so just tapping the tops of the feet sometimes brings comfort and circulation to the top of the feet. From all fours position, cross your right leg behind your left, and as you cross the leg, can you bring your pelvis down toward the heel? You're just kind of moving side to side. And it's right in the belly of the calf muscle that your right shin bone is pressing. And this is a nice way to affect the soleus muscle that sometimes leads to such tight Achilles tendon for people that plantar fasciitis develops and the heel becomes quite sensitive. So just by massaging this muscle, I'm just moving side to side with the shin bone making its way deeper into the soleus muscle. Let's come to all fours position and trade sides. So I'm crossing right at the belly of the calf muscle, crossing the shin bone there, bringing the pelvis back. And from there, same thing, just moving side to side. This is a very awkward seated pose, but it's very effective in getting to the area that we're working on in this practice. Just allow yourself a little time to sit in the pose. Now come out of the pose and take just a moment to lie on your back. As you come to lie on your back, straighten your legs and just move your feet like windshield wipers. Before relaxing them, relax your facial muscles. Notice how focusing on the ankles, calf muscles, in a few poses, how alive your feet feel. How it brings such awareness to your legs. You sense the engagement, yet there's an ease. A heaviness. That allows your legs to relax. Relax your facial muscles. Nice ease in your breath. And enjoy Savasana. Or if you must, move on to the activities of your day. Move slowly to honor this time that you gave to yourself, to focus on your body, your ankles, for strength and stability. To the teachings of yoga, we bow. Namaste.